Hi, Duane Henry Hoefer Lyon, the people's poet, via Purple Bear Productions. Art Chat Part 3, glad you're here. Really want to talk just a minute, it's not long, about tires, old tires. First, you see I brought a couple pop bottles along. I'm a pop bottle collector. And I like the art in old bottles. Now look at this. I got little squirt on this squirt, and it says the Squirt Company, never an afterthirst with squirt. So I just love it. Now the team bottle, which is a product of Pepsi, a lemon lime drink, somewhat like a Sprite, cute little bottle. So, and these were not throwaways. These were, you sell them then. I don't think they called it recycling. They just bought them back. But in our first two videos, I had mentioned folk art and talked about folk art. Part 3 here, I got this calendar recently and has all different shots. I like color. I love color. And I noticed these tires. Now, I went to get my tires changed a while back, and they wanted to charge me $2.50 a piece to get rid of my old tires. Now, I'm a Cajun hillbilly. I'm part Louisiana, and I'm part Kentucky. I'm a swamp hillbilly. Reared in Kentucky, mom and great-grandmother down in Louisiana, and I've spent plenty of time down there. I apologize in advance for my accent. Traveling and all, I talk like I talk, okay? So no, I didn't pay them to get rid of my old tires. Now back in the day in Kentucky, you saw tires everywhere. Most of them wasn't colored. They were just painted white. That was the cheapest paint. And people would paint them and lay them flat and grow tomato plants in them and grow bushes. They'd line them up along the fence, a wood fence, and the fence would be white and tires would be white. They would lean them up against trees and lean them up against the house like wagon wheels. So, I mean, you didn't have to pay nobody to haul your tires off then. They were more than glad to haul them off for free to add to their yard art. They were yard artists. One time I standing out along the road, and a fella came by with a great big long white Lincoln, and he had painted on each door everything in Jesus, Jesus in everything. Now I like that, and I kind of borrowed that and come up with a saying, everything is art, art is everything. Now that's not good as everything in Jesus, but I use it. Finally I was down in Hickman and found this fella's house. And he had everything in Jesus, Jesus and everything, painted. I mean, it was all over the house, every tree, every tire. And that was his life, and God bless him. He's not going to be judged by what Billy Graham was called to do, but by what this fellow was called to do. He was a faithful warrior, and I loved his yard art. You get down in Arkansas and some of these places down south, and tremendous folk artist, and I stop and take pictures. And some of the best art is free art, just things you see piled up. I showed in part 1 my menorah, my candelabra, the Jewish candlestick used in synagogue worship, temple worship. Now I've been to Israel 9 times. Guess what? I love Israel. But I saw these, covers that come off semi-truck tires over the lug nuts on the tires. They got knocked off. And they were laying there, and I saw a menorah. And when I see odd pieces of metal or old bottles, I see art. And I love to display bottles, and I love the art of them. And they're not real expensive. You can go to any antiquity shop or yard sale store, and you can buy a bottle for $1 or $2 or $3, and then as you collect, it can get more pricey, but I like free stuff, and it's more fun. And I've got some that's worth quite a bit of money that I happened upon in Jerusalem. I went under the old Petra Hotel, now a hostel slash hotel. And there was an old parking garage underneath. They roped it off and barricaded everybody out. And I believe there was some homeless people living there at one time. Anyway, I went down there after hours with my flashlight. As I said in part 2, forgiveness is easier than permission. And I went down there and I found 6 Gaza Cola bottles. Perfect set of 6. Oh, how many times people's tried to get one. Cannot break up a set. If I had 5, I would have given one away. Can't break that set. And I tracked this company down. It had been blown up in the war down in Gaza. Didn't exist. Palestinian brothers, I remember seeing them as youth. They had some little paint drippings on them. And my guess is a painter, original painter down there painting down underneath there, had drank them and left them for me. So thank you, sir, whoever you are, wherever you are. And I got them, and I got them on display. Very proud of those bottles. Those are probably my most valuable, and I love those bottles. And I've been people try to buy them from me several times, but I don't sell art. I share art. I give art. I don't copyright poems. People say, you know, you've written some powerful poems. What if somebody takes it and you know, puts their name on it and makes a lot of money? Well, I hope they do. And write me a good check, because I've done published all these things, and you know, so anyway, I'm having some fun. But I love these cars, and see a lot of colorful cars in the Caribbean. I've been in Trinidad, Tobago. I've been in Cuba and the Bahamas, and I love the tropical look. I love Jamaica. Made the front page of the Jamaican Gleaner. Oh, I love you, Jamaica. And I just love art. I love color. So share your art. Share it with your children, with your grandchildren. There's no bad art. There's no ugly painting. I heard about one time they had duct taped a paintbrush on an elephant, and another time a dog, and it had painted, and it sold for thousands of dollars. So who knows? I don't drive by museums. I stop and go in them. I've been in every museum on Museum Mile in New York City. I've been in a lot of the Smithsonians in Washington, D.C. But every small town I go and visit the museum. If you go in a town's museum, you'll understand that town. So I want to encourage you, visit the museum, visit the library. There's a lot of art displayed in libraries now. In grocery stores, everywhere there's art. If you take time to look, slow down and look, enjoy life, don't rush off to heaven. We want to keep you here a little longer. Hey, this is the People's Poet. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you'll subscribe and share. And I'm going to get back to poetry and different things, but I just wanted to share a little bit with you. Have a great day. Thank you.